Hey, folks, welcome to Bouncing Brains. I'm Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G. And tonight we have in the house comic Rudy Barba and comic John. You want to introduce yourself? It's your first time here.
I am John Thomas. I'm a comedian.
Thomas John. He's a funny comedian.
Funny.
Comedian.
John W. Thomas, motherfucker. If you're going to put the middle initial on
I
your...
forgot the...
Let's throw in the middle
the
name.
W.
Yeah, let's
What is it? What does it stand for, Walter?
That would be so much better. No, it's actually Wesley.
Wesley.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
so...
Irish.
Okay.
Irish is what's the word you're looking for.
we don't know if Wesley fucks, but he snipes.
Pretty much.
He also dodges taxes.
Yup. And does 3 years.
And then
For the
goes
most
back
part.
because he tried to record a movie in prison.
You got to love that motherfucker, man.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Black people, they just never learn.
Oh, he was great in The Expendables, man.
Was he?
He was in the last one.
Yeah. He came in like a
That's
top
how
dog.
I know.
No, I wasn't questioning if he was in it.
Oh, whether he was
Like,
good?
Was he good?
I'll be honest, I skipped the first two, but a buddy of mine was like, dude, you got to see this. And he popped the third one on. I was like, this is actually entertaining. Like, it's completely over the top. There's nothing about it that makes you like, it doesn't touch you emotionally. It just makes you go, hee hee, I remember all these people.
What kind of fucking Chad bros are you talking to?
No, it's pill poppers. That's who I'm talking.
That explains it.
That explains everything.
That explains everything.
It explains a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it always ensures you're the smartest one in the room.
Sometimes.
Unless you get like one of those limitless guys, like Bradley Cooper kicks in the door and teaches you math or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're doing calculus, bitches.
I didn't watch all the movie.
Right.
I did. It was I feel it was bullshit.
Yeah.
There's no pill that does. Well, there's Adderall, but Adderall does not do that.
Well, they've got some nootropics that can do some interesting shit. I'm off the top of my head, I can't remember what the fuck it is, but I know there's a Rogan podcast with one of those crazy, nutritional assholes that's like, no, this stuff makes you stay up for 36 hours and your brain works at like 10% more capacity.
I saw that. I forgot.
Yeah,
his
New
name,
Vigil.
though.
No, it actually acts like it's an amphetamine of some sort, if I remember correctly, or it works on the same receptors, but it's cleaner. Like
It's really pure meth.
Clean meth.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Walter White meth?
I can't. I
Does it
stopped,
come in a blue pill like Viagra?
I stopped smoking weed because I couldn't afford to lose the brain cells anymore. So like anything with meth in it.
Hey, you leave my brain cells out of this.
No,
You left them
your
out
brain
too. What
cells
are you
are
talking
R.I.P.
fine.
my
So
brain cells.
Let's be honest, Rudy. Some
Pass
of
me
us
the
are
weed
better. Some of us are better if the edges are rounded off a little bit.
I think
Sharp
that was,
corners hurt.
What?
Edges rounded out a bit. Sharp corners hurt.
No, there was actually. I was listening to one of Rogan's podcasts a while back, and he was making it an analogy to like, we've nerfed all the corners in the world, so now we got a whole generation of people that think it's okay to hit their head on shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't agree with it, but that makes sense.
I think I think it might be applicable in some places, not in the entirety. I think actually our world at this point is so complicated that you have to keep your goddamn wits about you just to get through.
I just read literally right now, 15 minutes ago. It was a post on Facebook, and it said it was this airheaded chick, and it said, "I wonder why Twitter doesn't put a space to where you can put music and you can post your favorite song like that. When people go to your page, they can hear what your favorite song is while they're on your page." And then somebody commented in the bottom, and he was like, apparently this bitch is too young enough to know what MySpace was. So, and then somebody else commented, and they were like, yeah, we finally bumped into a generation that is too stupid to even know how MySpace works.
Let's be honest.
We're
There were a
not
lot
too
of people
stupid.
that could not be responsible with that shit. You'd go onto their page. There's some strobe light that gives you a seizure. And
Yeah.
Falling text letters in the background that say, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
now that'll take off a few brain cells, man.
Definitely.
What a time to be alive.
Mine was all gangsted out.
Do y'all
I have.
remember? Because I know all you motherfuckers in here had MySpace. Do y'all remember what y'all had on your page? Not everything, but do you remember, John?
I remember. My profile picture was a GIF of a slime and a llama morphed together, and he would run and jump.
I like it.
Slama. I like it.
It was a llama. My background was like neon signs with thunderbolts and metal fingers.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh, edgy.
Very edgy, and
That is
borders
gonna
were like
make
little neon
mine
balls,
sound
too.
like
Oh,
shit.
It's great. I couldn't put like an actual photo up because I'd known a camera at the time.
The only thing I
Oh,
remember
you remember
for sure.
8-megapixel cameras?
This
This is top of the line. Mario was an 8 megapixels.
What did you have on yours, Rudy?
I try to be more like I try to be as Mexican as I can go without actually being Mexican. So I kind of end up leaning towards more like Chicano art. So I had like lowriders, and I had the Pachuco styles of the olden days on there.
A lot of
And of
pictures
course-
of Selena.
No, I didn't know. I did have I'm not gonna lie, I had a Smile Now, Cry Later
Of course, you would.
GIF. There was like a little, not GIF, but the little picture where the menu box is. You can change the background of that. That's another thing a lot of people forget. Like when you would edit this shit, you were basically coding.
Yeah.
C++, man. That's how
Not
you were able to
really,
put all that.
but-
Yeah.
Eh,
They just simplified it where you were able just to copy and
And
paste, but
paste,
you were
yeah.
basically coding where you were editing the background, you were editing the sound, like the
Yeah.
clicks and all that shit. You can fucking customize the shit out of a Facebook
I believe it was.
page. Sorry, my MySpace page.
I don't think it was C++. I think it was HTML, but it was.
It was.
What are you hearing? You just
I don't
glanced
hear
away
shit. What are you
like
hearing?
God was speaking to you. What does
thank
he
you,
say, Rudy? What does he say?
For making that face. Now I gotta say this shit on air.
No, oh my
we have leaks here, so that's actually a bucket and it's leaking. So
I prefer rutabaga. I don't really like leaks.
It threw me off. I thought it was like a real, like it sounded like a dog drinking water, but like really slow. I was like, do you ever like a stoned pug around here? Just like really thirsty cottonmouth dog.
what did you have on yours, Sean?
Oh, I was gonna say all I can remember is I had that track by Howlin' Wolf. Is what is it? I'm built for comfort. I ain't built for speed. Because I was a fat, greasy fuck at the point.
Yes, Sean would have that on his page.
And there was probably some weed-related shit in the background.
Yeah, I can.
HTML. I built a
see
website
that.
using that shit. Thanks to MySpace. Not
On-
a good website,
on-
but a website.
On mine, I had a. This was in my alcoholic days. Like I was a real alcoholic,
Yesterday?
and everything I remember on mine, everything on my page was related to alcohol in some way. So I had a picture. It was a black background. I still remember, and it had a picture of a Budweiser beer bottle in the back, and it was glowing. And then what I did, because I used to do a lot of house parties, and I took a shitload of pictures. So what I did was, instead of putting the pictures in your picture section like a regular fucking person, I would put them on the actual page so that they would load when you would load my page, and then you scroll and you would see all the fucking pictures of me all fucked up. And yeah,
I will not lie. As John pointed out, man, you can learn enough about HTML where it's like if you're curious enough, you can figure out the rest and build your ass a damn website. But there were some people that got really creative with that.
I mean, the good thing is that now building a website, they've made it so much easier. Like, I don't know if any of y'all have ever used that Squarespace.
Is this,
Square-
this part of the podcast where you talk about sponsorships?
Shut up.
This
is going on
podcast is
YouTube.
sponsored by Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com/bouncingbrains.
That was awesome.
Type in the word brains in the top bar and you get
Oh,
a
no,
10%
no.
discount.
When we start doing promos, we're definitely hiring this fucker to do
Yeah,
it.
Rudy.
I got you, bro. Whatever you guys want.
Don't say
that
hire.
was-
He's going to want money.
That would you.
There's a local club after the comedy shows at Cena Ray. They're like, hey, promote us, like, after party at this place, right? So like the owner comes up to me right before, we're about to finish up Headliners Killing. He's like, "You know what to do, right?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "You're the only one that actually gets the promo right." And I was like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, man." He's like, "All right." He's like, "If I keep doing it, this is good. You're gonna have to start paying me." He laughs and he pats my back and walks away. And I was like, I wasn't joking. Like, come on. I'll go on strike, bro.
It's like asking a Sicilian for the cut, man.
Right?
Ain't gonna
Or
happen.
for a pizza. I don't know. What Sicilians do.
I hear they have fine pizza. Venetians, on the other hand, fuck them.
No.
But yes, ladies and
doing, Freddy?
gentlemen,
It was very Venetian.
at this moment, we do not have sponsors. And that's because I believe we don't have a big enough audience yet.
And here is your opportunity. Send us out a contact at bouncingbrainspodcast@gmail.com.
If you feel like your company can fill that slot. I'll
And
let
there
talk
you
to
have it.
Smarts.
I love my amateur
We're not
advertisers.
size queens. We'll do big slots, little slots, all kinds of slots.
Can you fit in my slot? Try me.
If you like my slots, come down and try them.
I'm slashing prices on all my slots. They
I'm
call me-
slashing on these gashes.
Nice.
There it is.
Y'all are fucking hilarious. Why aren't you on the bill for tonight's show?
I don't know. They rotate them.
I like how he didn't ask me. Like, John wouldn't
Why
be
not?
there.
No,
I already know John wouldn't be there.
Like,
no,
you're a comedian, but you're
uh,
not that kind of comedian.
no, no bullshit, man. He contacted me and he was like, "Hey, man, invite everybody to the show. Like everybody, your neighbor. You know how he is. He was like
Yeah.
your neighbor, your Theo, your whatever." I was like, "All right, man, I'll see what I can do." And then I hit him up the first time and I was like, "Hey, man, I think Sean and John are gonna go." And he's like, "Oh, cool, man. Sean and John Thomas are cool to have, but make sure you bring more people." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Well, gee, thanks, man." I'll see
I think
what
he meant
can do."
like actual fucking
Yeah.
People
that
with
consume
money.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair.
Well, he consumes
drink
alcohol.
Oh yeah, you do. It's gonna. No, I mean you want a good audience, bro. And
And
Kua Genti is always a fucking treat. Kua Genti is gonna be
yeah.
headlining tonight.
Yeah. And you drink alcohol too. I seen you with the Jack.
Every once in a while, but I'm not a big drinker. I babysit whatever the fuck drink I got. Not because
He's the
like
fucking worst at it, too.
yeah.
It's like, hey, we got to go. It's like, oh, yeah.
It gets all up in there and the beer gets foamy
I
and
get all bloated, and I get home and I'm gassy.
then you're gonna be bitching that I fart too much.
Just
But
reminds
yeah,
me of
so
Still
that
Tight.
brings me to my segue. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have a show to do tonight
Yeah, this will be a short show, guys.
at the Reserve and Social. I got a 8-minute slot, I think. I hope I can fit it all in there because my set's kind of small. Yeah.
I was going to ask, where'd you put your Segway? I've never seen a guy like you on a Segway, that's all.
Well, thank you for pointing that out.
That was a lovely attempt, John.
I mean,
Like,
it was.
I saw you go up for it. I knew you weren't going to land the
Because
dismount.
he already
but
went past it. I didn't want to interrupt him, and I was like, it's already stale now. It's stale.
You're very stale. And see, now you just look like a dick.
Oh, no, he looks like a dick all the time.
All
Come
the
on.
time, yeah. That's nothing new.
I mean, at least he got rid of the man bun.
I'll bring it back, dude. I'm ready to enter fuckboy life. I want to be an adult fuckboy.
Oh, man.
That's
Seriously, that
funny.
little hipster gay ninja look you had going on was
Hey,
beautiful.
man,
was
can I
pretty good.
can I say it?
Say it.
Can I put you out there like
Go for it.
John Thomas is available, ladies and
Men?
gentlemen. He's available for $50 an hour.
Ladies, I'm very masculine.
Look for his agent. His agent is Freddy
Sup?
G. He walks with a limp. He's bald. So you pay
I'm a
me and
pimp. I walk with a
I'll
limp.
get it squared away with him. He's not cheap, so
Speaking of squared away, Squarespace.
Today's recording has been brought to you by Squinkler Snack Shop.
Today's recording has been brought to you by the drive-through Vikinis.
Jiggle low, jiggle
don't
high,
only
we'll
shave
jiggle it
prices.
however you want.
we are definitely gonna hire Rudy to do our sponsorship intermissions.
You guys ever listen to the Doug Stanhope podcast?
I heard one episode months ago. I think.
They've got this thing where they do basically fake promos in the middle of the show. It's never something that I'd want to fuck around with because I don't have the money to settle a lawsuit, but they'll just like randomly look some shit up in the phone book and just start going like, you know, Jerry's dry cleaning and, you know, Muskogee fucking, you know.
That sounds like fun. But yeah, I don't think we have
Can you
the
just
funds.
imagine the influx of like traffic they'd get though?
Oh yeah, just random as fuck.
Fucking
Why do all these things have cum stains?
But it's not even like the kind of people you want in your store. It's
That's
Stanhope
right, yeah.
fans.
Oh, yeah.
He has that bit where he's in Canada. He's like, yeah, I saw this group of really intimidating men, and I crossed the street to avoid them. And then I realized, oh, that's the venue. Those are my fans. I crossed the street to avoid my fans. Oh, man. Stanhope's fucking great, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, you got it. We're good.
Oh yeah, we're again, folks. This is going to be a short episode of the podcast. We have we got to get Freddy to the wedding, man.
Yeah. You know what would really suck? And I know I probably shouldn't say this
Oh,
because
go ahead.
they say it's bad luck, but I don't give a fuck. It's not like I had any good luck. But it would suck like if we're rushing to like get me to the show, like in that movie, Get 'Em to the Greek. And then I just get on stage and I completely bomb. And all of that shit was...
Well, obviously, don't start with African Child.
Nice.
That is so
Just
wrong.
be glad we didn't bring the Jeffries.
Yeah.
Oh.
But...
That's afterwards, John. Afterwards.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Shut up. He wasn't supposed to know.
Is that fucking Jeffries? I don't know.
What do you guys think of a bomb? Like, do you just kind of try to steer away from it, or you just go head in, like, fuck it, let's go down together?
I write it down, man. They gave me 5 minutes on stage, and you guys, if I start sucking by minute 2, guess what? You got 3 more minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I was going to tell this story on Tuesday, but I'll go ahead and drop it now. The worst bomb I ever had was basically I was on I got put onto a show last minute, just because I was there. And I went up, and apparently it was supposed to be round robin. It was basically going to be like, you know, hey, folks, that was my time. Next comic up type of shit. I didn't realize that because there was a host that got on the stage and did the thing. And so I'm up there eating all the dicks. Not even pay. Like, I took a drink on stage and just kind of set it aside. Like, oh, I want to sip on this at some point. And at some point, I just picked that up and was taking big gulps out of it, making eye contact with the guy in the front row who looked like he was completely confused and just getting madder with me by the second. Just none of the jokes were hitting. It got to the point where I was just doing the most obscure shit I had because I almost like was getting hostile with them. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see the host come dashing out of the back area, and she's waving her fucking arms at me, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And I get off stage. I'd been up there for like fucking 10 minutes, man. Like, I thought it'd been 3, 5 at tops. Nah, man. Time just fuking, ooh.
Time flies when you're dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They
the
told me it
most
was going to
part-
slow down, man.
I've bombed plenty of times before, especially when I was just starting. But and I've actually bombed while performing down here in the valley as well. The reason I say that is because, and I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast before, but the worst bomb was in when I was doing a show, an open mic in LA, man, because I noticed, man, that in LA is way different. Like, if you bomb at a stage in LA, like, these people have no problem just staring at your ass. And then it gets awkward real fast. But they don't even boo you. They don't even they just stare at you. It gets quiet. You're the only one talking. And there's not a sound. There's nothing, man. And it's just, they're just looking at you. And it's like, and then, but like Rudy said, I kept going and I kept going through my set and shit. And nothing. So at the towards the end, I had like Rudy said, I had like 3 minutes left, and I was like, so I kind of flipped it on him, and I was like, oh, so y'all just gonna be dicks about it, and y'all ain't even gonna laugh or anything. So and I told him, I was like, so what the fuck y'all want me to do? Some knock jokes or some shit? And I remember I said one of the stupidest fucking knock jokes in the world, right? I don't even remember what the fuck it was, but it was stupid. And I did it, and the whole fucking room laughed. And then I told them, I was like, you see, I'm trying to be up here intellectual with y'all, and y'all gonna laugh at some ignorant shit like that. Really? And then I said another stupid ass joke, and they laughed again, and my time was up. And I was like, well, thank you for the 2 laughs, and I'm out. But I bombed the rest of the set, man.
You know, seriously, man, I try to give benefit of the doubt to most people that are in the crowd. If they came out to a show, like, don't be wrong, if it's some random shit at a bar and they're like, "Why is this asshole on stage?" That's
this
completely
was
different.
An open mic, so.
Oh yeah, man. But dude, sometimes, man, you get some of those fucking crowds where like they all just attune to the shitty nature of each other, and you just want to wade into them with the mic stand, cracking skulls open.
Some of those are my favorites.
It's like, I can't help you with laughter, but I can at least ease the tragedy that your life causes.
Remember open mics at the Aces North?
Oh, that was gloriously awful.
I love those. It was just
honest hecklers, man. Just drunk.
Oh yeah.
Oh jeez.
Monday night open mic. It's filled with cholos and bikers, and not like recreational bikers. I'm talking about like leather vest bikers, like chapter chiefs or president bikers, just sitting right in front of me, and he has a whole table of like people, and they're not laughing because he's not laughing. So you have to make the chief laugh. you have to roll the dice on that one. If you piss him off, you know what I mean,
dude.
The cholos ain't gonna help you,
dude. We were talking about was it that I'm Dying Up Here show a while back, and they got that scene with the bikers. Where dude. As soon as he went into that, I was like, from real life experience, that's a bad choice.
Oh yeah.
So I have a question that I'm glad I have all 3 of you fuckers here, and I like honest question I did want to ask, and to the public listening. Like we mentioned, I have a show tonight, and I was contemplating 2 ideas. I was contemplating running my regular set that I've been running for 3 months now, or I wrote a brand new set that I've tried 3 times. I was gonna ask y'all, this is a new crowd, never performed there. What would y'all suggest? Do you think it'd be a good idea to go with the new set, or to go with my old one?
A healthy mixture of both.
Yeah. What you want to do, you want to sandwich it.
Yeah.
Start off with your stuff, the shit that you know will like get them right off the bat, grab them by the balls, and take them for a nice little trip, and then halfway through your set, just sneak in a new one. And that works.
I love how all of us immediately went to the most fucking cliche advice ever given. I mean, it's correct. That is the proper advice. But
I like the way you put it to where the point you said, sandwich it, and then you literally said throw 1 or 2 in there. So that was going to be my next question. Because I thought of that. I did. I was like, I'll mix it up. But back to your 1 or 2 comment, that's exactly what I was going to ask. Should I just substitute, because it's only 8 minutes, so should I substitute just 2 jokes, or how many should I substitute?
Whatever you feel comfortable with, man. Just as long as you begin and end with your strongest stuff, which is what your original set is, because you're going to be quick. You're going to throw that 1 joke out, and if it lands, fuck it, go for 2. You're an addicted gambler. That's what comics are.
Gotcha.
2, if the second one doesn't land, badass. You can go back to your original set, and you know your closer always hits, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. You tried out in the center, it didn't work. You got them back up, with fireworks.
I use Rudy as my guinea pig when he goes to my shows, because
I'm furry.
He's the only one that actually genuinely laughs when it's funny, and he won't laugh when it's not. So the reason I say that is when you said right now.
Well, sometimes I just laugh because it's like, you know, I'm a bad person. Someone's having a bad set. It's like, high five. You're just going to hear that from the back of a dark room.
Going, you said finish with your strongest, which what I was going to point out, the joke that gets Rudy all the time is my getting pulled over joke.
Oh yeah,
that's what I finish with. and you're also a fan of the Trump joke.
I love the Trump
But
joke.
but that shit will not land if it's a room full of Republicans. So that's what I'm afraid of.
You know what, man?
We live in South
Freddie,
Texas,
man, I think
dude.
that might be all right, man. We've talked about like observations during sets, right? Like sometimes you got to pick up on that one little thing that's hanging you up somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately, man. I have tried political comedy a couple times, like genuinely, like trying to talk about shit, and I do find like if you get some people are a little too excited to hear you doing a joke, and the other people in the crowd are completely like, oh man, he's gonna do this. Like that's like, ooh, this one needs polish.
Yeah.
Because like if you're not hitting that thing that I don't know is genuine, like the thing that's like we all know this, right? Like because some people don't, man. You know what I mean? You got people with temperaments where it's just like, no, I genuinely don't feel that way.
And I understand what you're saying, but that was gonna lead me into that question, and I was gonna ask you that question because you've only seen me actually perform that set once. So I was gonna ask you those two questions. That set that you heard me perform on Wednesday is my regular set. So I was gonna ask you, what did you think of the set in general? Do you remember it? I should have asked that first.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Freddie. Half of that set, I was out of the room talking bullshit with another comic.
Got you. I appreciate the honesty.
I'm sorry.
I was the other comic.
Yeah, man. You know what, man? I think there's something to be said for getting the feedback from comics afterwards, man. But you know, man, one of the drawbacks, I guess, of being creative people is and being creative on a regular basis is you can't.
We're all arrogant bastards.
Well, not just that, but you can't internalize other people's material, man. Like there's that joke that you hear over and over again, or you hear it the one time and you're like, fuck, that's beautiful. Something about it just fucking sticks with you, man.
I think that's how you felt.
I love Nigel Beelam's Harry Potter joke. I love that one. It's like, what if the Harry Potter universe like used weed? Like everybody was stoners. Like imagine if they won a game, like 10 joints for Spliffendor.
Ah, yes.
10 joints for Spliffendor. It's such a beautiful joke. Such a beautiful joke. I love it. There's more to it, but I was too high to remember. That just that just stood out to me.
You know what really sucks is when you come across somebody else's joke that like you're more excited about than they are. Like, dude, you gotta do that joke.
And they're like, yeah, I mean, I wrote it. Like,
you almost see them back away from the joke.
Yeah.
It's like they stop doing it and you're like, what have I done?
Yeah. Like, dude, you gotta do it. Like, I do a Puerto Rican joke. And I've gotten people like, hey, man, do your Puerto Rican joke. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Cool Jetty loves my Puerto Rican joke. And he's like, dude, you didn't do your fucking Puerto Rican joke. I was like, fuck. I forgot to do the Puerto Rican joke. Like,
yeah.
We gotta wrap it up, though.
All right, folks, this is, like I said, this is a short episode. We got to get my partner here, Freddy, to his gig. So.
I really do apologize. What Sean is really saying is that this episode is short because of my fault. So my apologies, but we will come back to you with more content
at a later date. If
Sean gets stood up, we will come back tonight.
Damn.
Your optimism is beautiful, Freddie. All right, guys. This has been cool. It's been fun. You want to throw out your don't get up yet, motherfucker. You gotta merchandise first.
Yeah.
Brand your ass. Throw out them social media contacts.
My name's John Thomas. You can find me on Facebook under the name John Wesley Thomas. I'm also on Instagram, same name, and Twitter.
Beautiful.
And I have been Rudy Barba. You can follow me on all my social medias under Rudy Barba Comedy. That's Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. Don't go to my Tumblr. There's some dirty shit there. YouTube, whatever you think I'm on, I might be on, and it's just Rudy Barba Comedy. There you go.
And I am your host of this podcast. It's Freddy G on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And you can find me at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com, as well as on Facebook and Twitter. You can find audio episodes of the podcast at shoutengine.com/bouncingbrains, as well as on YouTube. And you can contact us at and that's my cell phone. Hold on a second. What are we doing? YouTube. You can find us on YouTube, and you can contact us at bouncingbrainspodcast@gmail.com. Guys, it's been fucking great.
All right.
wonderful.
Until next time.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
We out.
We out.